What happens when the world's most luxurious city hides stories of staggering inequality, financial traps, and human rights abuses beneath its glittering skyline? How can a place renowned for tax-free wealth also be a hub for exploitation and secrecy? Dubai's reputation for grandeur may dazzle, but the realities behind the glamour tell a much darker tale, one that questions the true cost of living in paradise. From sky-high rents and secret police to oppressive heat waves and startling restrictions, the side of Dubai you don't see might just change how you see it forever. Despite its reputation for high salaries and tax-free income, the reality for many expatriates in Dubai is far more complex. The cost of living in this city is staggering, and for many, it can feel like an uphill battle to stay financially afloat. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in the heart of Dubai can cost between $1,900 per month. In certain areas, that payment of just $1 per month is worth far less. And that's a two-bedroom apartment will set you back anywhere from $2,500 to over $4,000 monthly. That's not including utility bills, which can add another $330 to $680 every month, depending on your usage and preferences. Secondary housing costs a lot, especially in the cheap cities, and everywhere. For families, the financial challenges only grow. Education is a significant expense, with international school fees averaging $12,500 annually for primary education. Healthcare, although of excellent quality, can also be a hefty cost if your employer-provided insurance isn't comprehensive. Without the right coverage, even routine medical expenses can add up quickly. While it's true that Dubai is roughly 42% less expensive than New York City when rent is excluded, the comparison is misleading. Unlike New York, where taxes eat into salaries, Dubai's tax-free system often lures people into a false sense of financial security. But without careful budgeting, many find that their net income doesn't stretch as far as expected. But beneath the surface of Dubai's financial allure lies another complex reality that shapes women's lives in ways the city's glamorous reputation would never reveal. Dubai is often praised for modernity and luxury, with women able to drive, vote, work, and own property. The United Arab Emirates ranks second in the Middle East and North Africa for gender equality, according to the World Economic Forum. Yet, beneath this progressive image, significant challenges persist. How much progress has truly been made for women in Dubai? Legal reforms introduced since 2019, such as protections against violence and harassment, mark progress. However, deep-rooted biases remain. For example, access to maternal health care can be denied without a marriage certificate, and certain legal obligations unfairly burden wives. These reforms also don't apply equally to all women, revealing systemic inequalities. Women face significant risks when reporting unethical behavior. They can be charged with crimes like extramarital relations if their claims are questioned. In one case, a Norwegian reported being attacked, but was disciplined, then pardoned and allowed to leave. Such incidents discourage many people from seeking justice, fearing legal repercussions. Migrant women, especially domestic workers, endure treatment badly. Excluded from labor laws, they face grueling hours and unpaid wages. The kafala system, which ties residency to employers, leaves them trapped in situations with no easy escape. Human Rights Watch and other organizations have criticized the UAE's progress on women's rights, calling for deeper reforms to address ongoing discrimination. Dubai's image of modernity contrasts starkly with the realities many women face. While the struggles faced by women highlight the deeper inequalities in Dubai, the city's strict social rules and government control add another layer of complexity to daily life. Before we continue, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Dubai enforces a modest dress code in public spaces that might surprise many visitors. For instance, in shopping malls, it's advised to cover your shoulders and knees, steering clear of sleeveless tops or short dresses. At pools and beaches, swimwear is acceptable, but stepping out into public spaces, dressed the same way, could quickly get you into trouble. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. In Dubai, freedom of speech exists only if it aligns perfectly with the government's ideology. Criticizing the authorities or speaking out on sensitive topics could land you in serious trouble. Did you know that the secret police often approach individuals labeled as dissenters? They're given two chilling options: stay silent or risk losing everything, from their assets to their freedom. With the United Arab Emirates government possessing billions of dollars in resources to suppress opposition, many choose silence. The social rules don't end there. Dubai's predominantly Muslim population means strict regulations around public behavior, particularly intimacy. Holding hands with your partner or sharing a kiss in public is against the law and could result in hefty fines or even legal action. What's intriguing is that some locals secretly break these laws for their own enjoyment, despite the risks involved. Essentially, some rules are similar, some of the same rights for their own enjoyment, despite the risks involved. Do you think strict rules like these are necessary to maintain cultural identity? Or do they come at too high a cost to personal freedom? Let us know in the comments below. Living in Dubai means enduring one of the harshest climates in the world, with temperatures often reaching between 113 and 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Life outdoors can feel nearly impossible. In June 2024, a severe heat wave pushed the thermometer to an alarming 120 degrees Fahrenheit, far above the average for that time of year. By July, the feels-like temperature, factoring in humidity, climbed to a staggering 143 degrees Fahrenheit. The situation is particularly dire for low-income migrant workers, many of whom spend long hours working outdoors, without adequate protection or cooling facilities. Unlike wealthier residents who retreat to air-conditioned homes and offices, these workers face significant health risks, with limited means to mitigate the oppressive heat. Adding to the challenges, Dubai's weather has become increasingly unpredictable. In April 2024, the city experienced its heaviest rainfall in 75 years, with nearly 10 inches of rain falling in less than 24 hours. The resulting floods caused widespread damage and disrupted transportation. To address these growing threats, Dubai has announced an ambitious $8.2 billion project to overhaul its rainwater drainage system, increasing capacity by 700%. This upgrade aims to manage over 20 million cubic meters of water daily and reduce the impact of future flooding. Dubai's rapid rise as a global hub comes with undeniable environmental and social challenges. Dubai's rise as a global tourism hotspot owes much to the labor of migrant workers, who form a staggering 88% of the United Arab Emirates population. But behind the glittering hotels and towering skyscrapers lies a troubling reality: widespread exploitation and human rights abuses. A ghost town was created in 2001. Migrant workers, particularly those in construction and service industries, often face grueling conditions. Excessive working hours, withheld wages, and cramped, unsafe living accommodations are just the beginning. Many workers are subjected to passport confiscation, trapping them in situations with little recourse. The kafala, or sponsorship system, compounds the issue by tying workers' residency status to their employers, making it nearly impossible to leave bad environments without facing deportation. The tourism sector, a pillar of Dubai's economy, is no exception. Workers frequently report illegal recruitment fees and racial discrimination. During Expo 2020, an event meant to highlight the city's progress and innovation, reports of continued illegal labor drew sharp criticism from human rights organizations. While the government has announced reforms to improve labor protections, the gap between policy and practice remains wide. While Dubai's reliance on migrant labor reveals deep systemic inequalities, its reputation as a safe haven is equally complex, masking legal pitfalls and hidden vulnerabilities beneath its polished facade. Dubai is often hailed as one of the safest cities in the world, ranking 5th globally in the 2023 Numbeo Safety Index, with a score of 83.7. With strict laws and an extensive surveillance system, violent crime is exceptionally rare. Walking the streets at night without fear is a privilege many residents and visitors take for granted. While crime rates are low, the city's strict regulations can be a trap for the unwary. Tourists and expatriates often find themselves at odds with laws governing behavior, attire, and social media activity. What may seem like harmless actions elsewhere, public displays of affection, wearing the wrong clothes, or even sending emoji, can lead to hefty fines, jail time, or deportation in Dubai. For example, in July 2024, American brothers Joseph and Joshua Lopez were imprisoned for a month after being trapped at a yacht party and subsequently charged with offenses such as alcohol consumption and assaulting an officer. In another case, Irish national Stuart Quiney faced discipline time over a threatening emoji, showcasing the rigid enforcement of cybercrime laws. Beneath the surface, more troubling issues persist. Dubai's reputation for safety masks its role as a hub for money laundering and illegal trade. In March 2022, the United Arab Emirates was placed on the Financial Action Task Force's grey list due to insufficient measures to combat these activities. Dubai's strict legal framework contributes to its low crime rates, but it also creates an environment where misunderstandings and cultural differences can quickly spiral into serious consequences. In a city situated in one of the driest regions on Earth, Dubai's water consumption rates are surprisingly among the highest globally. With minimal natural freshwater resources, how does a city like this sustain its booming population and high living standards? The answer lies in an energy-intensive solution: desalination. Did you know that nearly 99% of Dubai's water supply comes from converting seawater into potable water? While this technology keeps the taps running, it raises critical questions about its environmental costs, including significant greenhouse gas emissions and disruptions to marine ecosystems. To combat water scarcity, Dubai has turned to innovative but controversial measures like cloud seeding, a technique designed to artificially enhance rainfall. Some have speculated that cloud seeding might contribute to the city's unexpected heavy rainfall and flooding, such as the record-breaking April 2024 downpour that left parts of Dubai submerged. However, experts argue that these extreme weather events are more likely driven by climate change and natural weather patterns. Could these interventions be a double-edged sword for the city's water sustainability? The United Arab Emirates has also taken broader steps to tackle water scarcity, unveiling the Water Security Strategy 26. This plan aims to cut water demand by 21%, increase the reuse of treated water to 95%, and establish a storage capacity to last over 45 days in emergencies. Do you think Dubai's reliance on energy-intensive desalination and controversial methods like cloud seeding is sustainable, or are these solutions creating more problems than they solve? Let us know in the comments below. Beneath the surface, Dubai's society is distinctly divided into three classes: wealthy Emiratis, middle-class expatriates, and a vast population of low-income migrant workers, many of whom live and work in harsh conditions. According to the World Inequality Database, the wealthiest 1% of Emiratis control nearly 23% of the nation's income, while the bottom 50% share less than 6%. When it comes to assets, the disparity is even starker. The top 1% hold over half of the country's total wealth. These figures highlight a growing chasm between the privileged elite and the struggling lower-income groups. This divide is mirrored in Dubai's geography. Affluent areas like New Dubai, home to towering skyscrapers and lavish lifestyles, stand in stark contrast to Old Dubai and labor camps. where low-income migrant workers endure cramped living conditions and limited access to basic amenities. Economic challenges have further highlighted these inequalities. During the global financial crisis of 2008, many expatriates and multinational companies faced severe financial distress due to Dubai's heavy reliance on property and financial sectors. The legal system compounded these issues, as those unable to repay debts often faced imprisonment and the confiscation of assets. Even today, strict debt laws disproportionately affect lower-income groups, raising critical questions about justice and accountability. The COVID-19 pandemic widened the gap even further. While the wealthiest individuals in the region saw significant increases in their fortunes, the bottom 50% experienced a staggering decline, losing nearly one-third of their wealth. Dubai's architectural marvels, like the Palm Jumeirah and the World, are often celebrated as feats of human ingenuity. But what are the environmental costs of reshaping nature on such a grand scale? These massive projects required extensive dredging and land reclamation, disrupting marine habitats and altering natural water currents. The resulting coastal erosion and decline in marine biodiversity have sparked serious ecological concerns that may take decades to address. Despite positioning itself as a leader in climate action, the United Arab Emirates, including Dubai, continues to face challenges with air pollution. Fossil fuel production and consumption remain significant contributors to poor air quality, posing health risks to residents. Reports of respiratory problems and other health issues linked to air pollution are on the rise. Urban expansion has brought another pressing issue: desertification. Unsustainable land use and rapid urbanization are accelerating the encroachment of deserts, threatening local ecosystems and agricultural productivity. This raises critical questions about Dubai's ability to balance growth with environmental conservation. While efforts to combat these challenges are underway, the impact of human activity on Dubai's environment is undeniable. Can a city so focused on expansion and innovation reconcile its development goals with the urgent need for ecological preservation? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Did you know that the United Arab Emirates, of which Dubai is a part, scored just 18 out of 100 in the 2023 Freedom House report, earning a classification of not free? This raises an important question. How does a society known for its innovation reconcile such limited political freedoms? In the UAE, political parties are outright banned, and general elections for executive or legislative positions simply do not exist. The Federal National Council, a consultative body with limited authority, is half assembled by the rulers of the Emirates, while the other half is chosen through a tightly controlled electoral process. This centralized system concentrates power within the ruling elites, leaving little space for public political participation. The government's intolerance for opposition is evident in its aggressive crackdowns on activists. Those associated with groups advocating for democratic reforms, such as the Association for Reform and Guidance, face severe consequences. Since 2011, numerous academics, lawyers, and activists have been detained and handed lengthy prison sentences after trials criticized as unfair. Human rights organizations continue to call attention to these issues. In July 2024, Human Rights Watch urged the UAE's international allies to address concerns about the ongoing mass trials and the broader suppression of political dissent. Dubai's cosmopolitan image and global appeal often overshadow its strict prohibitions on same-gender relationships, a reality that may surprise many. Under the United Arab Emirates legal framework, consensual same-gender intimacy is criminalized. Laws in Dubai penalize such acts with imprisonment, and the penalties don't stop there. Halal, Texas, is no exception. However, the laws in Dubai aren't strictly binding. However, Bravosaurus videos about white folks like himself, federal and emirate-specific laws extend even to digital spaces. The UAE's cybercrime laws prohibit online content that promotes or even discusses LGBTQ issues. This results in widespread censorship and potential legal action against individuals engaging in such discussions. Beyond the legal framework, societal attitudes remain deeply conservative. Public displays of same-gender relationships or advocacy for LGBTQ rights risk not only legal consequences, but also significant social ostracism. One notable incident occurred in 2019. Kissed a male fan during a concert in Dubai. The backlash underscored the cultural sensitivities surrounding this issue and the limitations faced by those seeking to challenge norms. While Dubai's restrictive stance on same-gender relationships reflects its deeply rooted cultural conservatism, its financial systems tell a different story, one of global allure, intertwined with secrecy and corruption. Dubai's meteoric rise as a global financial hub comes with a troubling underside: its role as a major center for money laundering and illicit financial flows. The city's thriving real estate market, with minimal regulatory oversight, has become a magnet for those seeking to launder money or evade sanctions. A 2020 report by the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace revealed that Dubai's prosperity is partly fueled by illicit proceeds from global corruption and crime. Investigations have shown that Dubai's real estate sector serves as a haven for questionable financial activities. The Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project uncovered significant investments in Dubai properties by criminals, government officials, and sanctioned politicians, aiming to conceal illicit funds. The lack of financial transparency and effective regulatory oversight makes this market particularly attractive for such activities. Interestingly, the United Arab Emirates ranked 26th out of 180 countries on Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index for 2023, with a score of 68 out of 100. While this suggests a relatively low level of perceived public sector corruption, it only tells part of the story. Critics argue that the index does not fully reflect issues like money laundering and financial secrecy that remain rampant in Dubai. In response to growing international scrutiny, the UAE has taken steps to combat financial crime. Dubai authorities have made high-profile arrests, including the detention of Othman El Baluti, a suspect linked to international smuggling. Yet many argue that these actions are symbolic and fail to address the systemic challenges that persist. 1. Are we actually perpetuating the racial hatred worldwide? Are people receiving offsets for their wealth and power? If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love this content. Comment below about the next country you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.